I used to be a big fan of Hello Neighbor until 4 months ago, when I was searching eBay for Hello Neighbor merchandise. After nearly 2 hours of searching, I finally found something that piqued my interest. It was a listing for a Mr. Peterson plush, simply titled, Neighbor Plush with Download Code for Hello Neighbor Full Game 2013. Now, this listing was extremely odd. For starters, Hello Neighbor was barely even in development in 2013. How could this have a download code for the full game in 2013? But that wasn't the weirdest part. The plush included wasn't your average Mr. Peterson plush. The plush was extremely cheap looking, covered in oddish red-brown stains. And it also resembled a Hello Neighbor 2 model from Mr. Peterson, which was extremely confusing. But I still purchased it out of curiosity. Big mistake. I waited a week and my package finally came. I opened it and immediately got hit by the foulest smell I had ever smelled ever. The box was damp around where the plush was laying, so I picked it up and quickly set it down in my kitchen sink. As I turned on the sink to mask the stink, I noticed the dirty water looked red, but I thought it was just a glitch and grabbed the download code. After closer examination, I noticed the code was just a Steam key, written down on a CVS receipt, but the odd thing about it is that it was my CVS receipt from the month prior. But I thought it was just a glitch and entered the key. The file name was hello_nay0_2013, and it took nearly an hour to open. Right before I was about to give up, it finally loaded and I was staring at a strange title screen. The background was simply the photo of Mr. Peterson's family, but the art was extremely unfinished and the glass of the picture frame was cracked. I clicked play and it started a cutscene where Nicky Ross' iconic yellow car is speeding down the road when all of a sudden a telephone pole crashes down onto it and the camera falls onto the road. But before it cut to the actual gameplay, we see Mr. Peterson's iconic red car slowly pull up to Nicky's smashed car. I was extremely confused and a little scared, but thought it was just a glitch and moved on. After the cutscene, it cut to actual gameplay. I was standing outside of what appeared to be Mr. Peterson's house from the extremely early gameplay trailer for Hello Neighbor, but you could actually see the player's hands like in the finished game. I tried to enter the house, but all the doors were locked and every item I tried to pick up was covered head to chest to waist to leg to toe in hyper-realistic crimson red liquid, so they all slipped out of my hands. I was about to give up when all of a sudden I could hear what sounded like Mr. Peterson's cry, but it wasn't just a cartoon cry. It sounded like the voice actor's actual hysteric meltdown. I went around the back of the house to see what in the heck was happening when all of a sudden I saw Mr. Peterson. He was covered in blood and had the stubble from Hello Neighbor 2, just like the plush. I noticed he was holding what appeared to be the mutilated hyper-realistic corpse of his wife, while his 2 children lay dead in shallow graves right next to him. I was so scared I could throw up everywhere, so I did, and it was gross, but I continued to play. I tried to walk closer when all of a sudden, Mr. Peterson saw me, like in the actual game, but instead of cartoonishly grasping and chasing after me, he angrily threw his wife aside and started sprinting at full force after me. I noticed he was wielding a large harpoon covered in mud and blood, so I booked my ass out of there. I ran as fast as I could from Mr. Peterson, but he was faster than even me, even though in real life I am the fastest runner ever. I was able to get into my house, thinking I was safe, when all of a sudden Mr. Peterson crashed through my window and started clawing into my face. I threw up all over once more, but I thought it was just a glitch and began to play again. I was once again outside my house, but for some reason the sky was red, and there was bloody corpses falling from the sky. I eagerly walked up to Mr. Peterson's house and was actually able to get in this time. I noticed the basement door was unlocked and open, so I quickly ran into it before I saw the most disturbing imagery of my life. I saw my family. My real-life family. They were all being tortured in multiple grotesque ways that I cannot even describe to you because they were so disturbing and disgusting. They were all screaming my name while the chase music started, but it was extremely loud and demonic. It was so loud my ears started to bleed and my scream began to crack. I quickly turned around to book it out of the basement when all of a sudden Mr. Peterson shot me with the muddy and bloody harpoon gun, and the game ended with an odd Russian letters that said, Sait Polsa Nyok Iet Sait Nitsu, which roughly translates to 666, time is soon, neighbor is devil, burn the plush before it's too late, 666. I immediately jumped out of my seat and ran to the sink. Mr. Pearson plush was not there. I heard a scary voice say, "Hello, neighbor," as I turned around and saw the plush with a bloody chainsaw, and he jumped up at me and I died. I am currently writing this from hell. I have to see my loved ones get killed in violent ways by the neighbor now forever. I now truly know what the hell and hello neighbor stands for.